Alright guys, so what's up?
Okay.
Alright.
Let me start, okay?
So we're gonna start.
The intro.
Let me bring.
Okay, hello everyone. We are VR1 Talks and welcome to our first official episode of our podcast. Hello. Woo. I'm your host, Ed.
My name's Ash.
I'm Zim.
Okay, y'all need to loosen yourself up.
Alright, my name's Ash, so you can call me Ash or MC whatsoever.
Okay, and then Zim. Okay.
Yeah, Zim.
Great. Okay, so before we introduce our main topic of today, I want you guys to make sure you like and subscribe this video, and of course our channel and our socials, which will be somewhere here in the screen. And yes, there will be more fun stuff upcoming, so be on the lookout. Okay, now, our main topic for today is actually the K-pop community in Malaysia, dance and without dance. So, before we go into our main topic, let's show off our outfits because we kinda have our outfits planned for today. So let's show mine first. So my outfit is I would say more on the playful, joyful side, but it's still kinda like my normal go-to outfit. How about you guys?
As you can see, this is what I wear usually, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he always wear like during breakfast. So. Great to know. Is there anything you want to point out
I
about your
think
outfit?
that my outfit looks pretty good, like day-to-day basis. And
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
kidding. Lah,
So extra.
Okay, how about you?
Right.
I am wearing the top of when we were performing UNB Black Heart.
Oh my god,
Because-
wow! Oh, y'all wear them nice, yeah?
Not really. It's just my go-to.
This is the only outfit I have. Literally every other K-pop outfit I have is either burned or thrown away.
Oh, okay, great.
I feel so normal here.
You may not wear that every day,
Very
what?
normal. But sometimes normal is good, you know, because like life is just simple.
Why
Sometimes
so extra?
I mean,
some
you
people like
can-
tend to make it complicated.
I
and
mean, you
stuff.
can dress up
Yeah.
for your daily go-to thing, so
Yeah,
it's
so I guess I'm always dressed up.
that is true though. He is very
Oh!
dressed up.
Thank you, Ed.
Anyways, okay, our main topic of today, the K-pop community in Malaysia, dance and off of dance. So, what do you guys think about the community here? Let's focus on, I would say off of dance first because I think we have a lot of stuff to talk about within the dance community, specifically the K-pop one.
Honestly, I'm here without any plan, so whatever I'm gonna say is gonna be like.
Okay, by the way, all of these are from our own experiences. And we have seen a lot of things because again, we are in the K-pop dance community. Well, not really these days, but we're still kinda in it, if that makes sense.
We are just we're just onlookers at this point. We
Yeah.
kinda haven't gotten the comeback that I guess some of us or some of the people who know us are trying to like, oh, where's VR1 comeback? I don't know, we don't know,
Yeah.
right? We have other stuff going on, alright? Maybe it will happen, maybe it won't happen, right? We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. So, do you guys have any opinions? Do y'all want to start? Because I actually have stuff to talk about.
Okay,
I
alright.
think you can go first, right? Then
Yeah,
after
yeah,
that,
Okay,
we'll
so
talk about it,
for me, like off of dance first, we're talking about off of dance. I feel like K-pop community in Malaysia is actually very supportive. I don't know if you guys know. There are a lot of, I would say, fans, like even within the dance or off dance. There's let's say multi-fandoms, if that's how you call them. Like one person, they support a lot of different K-pop groups.
Oh.
And even if they're not like actual K-pop idol groups, like even if they're just K-pop cover groups, there's still a lot of support towards those groups. So I really like that aspect of these community. Yeah. What do you guys feel?
No, that's true. You will see the same person post stories about multiple different groups.
Yeah.
And I think not just fans, I think most of the dancers in there would have so many different friends around, want to support their friends group here and there, and yeah, it's really cool to see.
I have a thought I think it's like but it's more towards like human to human, like something like macam very deep pula kan. Okay, so it's more like what you guys mentioned is like for like multi fandom, like they are supportive of like different idol groups, and they kind of like like it's like a is it considered like collective fandom like that? But I think I like to emphasize more on this. I think I saw someone's story. It was a recent event. It was a Blackpink concert in Malaysia, Bukit Jalil, right? So I saw some people like they are all Blackpink fans, right? And then some of them they are like handing out goodies to each other. So I think like that is like very inspiring in a way. Like wow, like so like they are in the they are the same fandom, but I think the thing that actually kind of like makes me feel like wow, like is the sense that they actually like hand out goodies to each other. Like I think maybe it's like some Blackpink merchandise. They kind of like a group of people they hand out to like the other fans, and I think that's very nice lah.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I personally have been to my first. It's not a concert, right? It's like a fan meeting to Stacy because they came to Malaysia recently, and yeah, they even posted on Twitter like their own social media platforms. They would be like, oh, if you guys want free stuff, you guys can like go to this place and I'll hand out like free. It's not like stick, but like merchandise. Basically.
Free stuff.
Yeah, free stuff. They're like, oh, if you guys want to like get some free stuff, just come to this place.
I have never experienced this kind of.
You never went to concert.
Yeah.
No experience fan.
Yeah. It was my first time, and it was really fun.
Yeah, that happened to me, but with the 17 concert.
You went to like 17 fan.
No, it was a concert. It was the second concert in 2018. Yeah, 2018. We were just waiting in line. Then there will be someone who just pass out like photo cards. They will ask you which member you want.
Wow.
Then I was like, oh, I want June because best dancer. Then take. And then we got the free photo cards.
Interesting.
Great. Then the good stuff aside, how about the bad stuff? Off of dance, okay? The bad stuff. Do you guys have any? Because I'm just being honest. So far, I don't exactly have any bad experiences with like the K-pop community. The bad one. I mean like off of dance. Because I would say even if there are bad stuff, it's just like small drama which happens in like the K-pop community in general. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You guys have any?
Let's just say that now people going into dance for K-pop, they're not there for like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to dance via K-pop, then I'll try to see how I can explore myself as a dancer, right? People are not just going in because, hey, this is a very quick way for me to become viral and become famous, right? I'm gonna blow up my Instagram, blow up my TikTok, whatnot. Girls would come and flock over to me, try to get brand deals here and there, become a new influencer using K-pop as a gateway, right? And it's just like, it's clear to see with how some groups approach like their audience and how they showcase themselves a lot. So it's a bit annoying. I would say like it kind of paints it in a way that K-pop is going to be more of an elitist kind of thing, like people who are genuine or people who want to really learn how to dance or become even better, where the art form of dance is less of an importance and more of the viral part is more important.
For me, I don't really have any like impression on like this.
It's fine because I'm pretty sure
for me it's a bit.
I'm pretty sure you focus more on the dance stuff.
Yeah, actually true. I'm not really like a hardcore K-pop fan, but definitely I've been with together with guys competing, so I kind of like I know the K-pop scene, like okay lah, not really lah, but okay lah, can accept, right? So far nothing much from me, just the usual thing lor. I think like people like they have very judgmental opinions on like the idols, those kind of things. And I remember one like remember like BTS ARMY, like there was like an issue, like they are like bashing another group of like supporters. It's not like maybe like
not K-pop.
I'm not sure. I forgot already. It's I think it's been a while already. Have you heard like something similar? Because ARMY they're like very like.
I can understand. That's more of a K-pop community in general, not that much of like Malaysia specifically.
Oh really?
Yeah, I would say, you know how as a group they become bigger, the fandom grows bigger, and
Yeah.
there's going to be toxic people
Yeah.
like fans. Of course, it's normal. It's normal. So it's understandable.
So like the general things like
Yeah.
those are the things like I see like K-pop fans. And then other than that, I have not much exposure to like this kind of like situation and stuff. So you guys can enlighten me.
Okay. Okay. So
Knowledge.
remember that our experience on that is off of dance. But now, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks, cause the tea is here. Everyone's been waiting for this. Okay. Now,
Uh-oh.
the K-pop community, Malaysia, dance-wise,
Okay.
So, do you guys wanna like talk about it? Like who?
Honestly
y'all.
speaking, like I do not have anything specific to talk about. But when you bring up a certain topic, maybe I'll have like.
That's true, right? Like it has to be specific.
Because I don't like have the what is it called like the how to say the interest to actually bring out certain people. So I'm just kind of like let's just go with the topic. I'll just go and I'll just say what I think is like right or wrong or maybe like
Okay.
I feel that
Great,
certain
great.
things are unnecessary or necessary.
Great.
In a sense,
Okay.
lah.
Then let me mention, since there's a lot of K-pop
First
dance.
of all, I have no idea what he's gonna say.
There's a lot of K-pop dance cover competitions in Malaysia,
Yeah.
and we have joined more than a handful. Let's be honest, more than a handful of competitions. So let's list out some experiences that you didn't have an enjoyment with.
I think
We can start off with unfairness. I'm gonna be brutally honest. Everyone has eyes, right? The audience, even the audience, when something doesn't go right on stage or off of stage, people can see. Whether you want to accept it or not, everyone can see, okay?
Okay.
So let's allegedly an example that all of us here have experienced. Let's say unfairness. So this group goes up, they perform, everyone felt like, oh, okay. And then there's other groups that did even better. And then the first group that did mediocre end up getting like first, second, or third, and everyone in the audience is just like, what? What?
I understand.
So, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, to say that we haven't experienced that, to say that we weren't the victim of that is going to be a huge lie, right?
I'm gonna let y'all know, I am fine with losing as long as I feel that rival of ours or like competitor of ours deserve it. I'm like, okay, whatever, I lost. They deserve it, But if they don't deserve it, everyone can see, okay? When they go out, oh, this group got this award. Everyone in the audience just no claps, no woo, nothing, just silence.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that before, but I cannot remember which group.
I remember.
Really, I cannot remember which
I
group.
remember what happened to us.
Wait, you know why I cannot remember which group?
Which one?
Because there might be multiple.
There are multiple. We won't be saying names, obviously, but there are multiple. Okay, everyone knows. Okay, everyone knows.
All right. To what extent what would I say will be censored? Okay, so there was an instance that happened to us where our outfit is exactly the same as the stage, including our shoes, where everyone had to wear this different shoes. All right. So we performed, right? It wasn't the best compared to our previous stage, but we thought it was also still pretty good, right? And we found out that we just missed the cut to get to top 3. Okay, fine, right? We wanted to know why, so we went to ask the judges. And one of them said that, oh, wait a minute, all the issues are very different, it should be the same. Where all of us was like, yeah, sure, okay. And then obviously in our head, we're like, wait a minute. Open up Google, open up the video, open up everything to see the costume. All of the shoes are different because the outfits are meant to be different, to contrast with one another. So we're like, wait a minute, if that's the reason why we didn't make it to top 3, then like, what's going on here? It doesn't add up. Like, our outfit's exactly the same. So why is that the killing factor?
So I feel like this part is like very confusing about like
Yeah.
K-pop dance.
Yeah,
Dance
it's
cover
very
competition.
subjective, I'd say.
Yeah.
But still, in a way, that is still their opinion. We can't really like do anything about it.
I mean, to add to that, right? To add to that context, it's mainly because we're in a competitive scene that is very interested or very focused on copying everything or making
Oh, that
sure
is
we follow
true.
exact every detail.
That is true.
Okay,
But
you
then-
have a point now.
Right, but then like it feels like the moment where it feels like certain judges will let their own interests
True.
trump over this kind of this objective idea of standard, right? And because of that, it's just like we aren't, let's be real, we aren't dumb. Okay, we can distinguish whether you're being objective and not. Sure, when it comes to angles or execution or whatnot, there can be improvements and can also be subjective. But an objective standard, like what the actual choreography is, right? Not the small details, right? What kind of outfit you wear, the stage, to a certain extent, which members cover who, like those objective standards are something that anyone can see, right? So through that point, right, it's clear that the moment someone decides to like, you know what, it doesn't make sense, or you're not going through because your costumes are not the same, right? Then we know what's going on, right? And that kind of is the current standard of how unfairness is propagated. The other standard obviously comes from the subjective aspect of angles or expression or whatnot, but that really is a very grey line between unfairness and truly like an artist or a judge's like objective standard of how they should perform, right? So this kind of unfairness is there's a very grey line, but I know that there exists, that horrible objective unfairness that will treat to other people.
Yeah. You?
I don't know. Like, this kind of thing, like.
You gotta speak your truth. Hello.
Yeah, but like for me, like I don't really like remember this stuff, man. Seriously, like I don't remember, I'm thinking just now when Hazim was speaking, like when we asked the judge comment, was I even there?
You were.
I was thinking about it,
You
like,
were.
Was I even there? Because I cannot remember. Because I'm the kind of person like I just here then okay lah. Like I don't remember the bad stuff.
That's a lie. Anyway.
Wait, really, man?
No.
Okay, yeah. But I think like I wouldn't say it's more like unfairness. I think it's more towards like understanding lah. For me, because for me like I believe that every judge have their own opinions. Because I have also been a judge once, and like even for myself, I do not really like strictly follow like what are the current K-pop standard of how do we say that, like the expectation. I don't really follow like the current standard of expectation there. So I kind of like judge based on like overall things lah, like maybe like the character identity, the dance performance and everything. Costume for me it's an extra because I feel like the whole idea is just to like copy and cover, right? So what's the point of having like the outfit section like being the main point? So it's like a very small point lah. So it's like I don't really bother about that. So if it's just like we follow like the characters, outfit and everything, and like takkan I want to judge you based on how detailed your bling is, your word placement and all, right? So I feel like it really depends on like each judges on what they prioritize. I feel like this lah. And like I said, I don't really follow like the current K-pop standard of expectation, like you need to be like this then in order to win. For me it's like the overall showcase of how well you should do, like mimic the idol and like the dance technique and whatsoever.
Now if only the current
for me it's like this lah.
Understandable.
Honestly, if only the current judging standard is like that, then we probably wouldn't have like as many unsatisfied people.
Yeah,
right?
probably. Oh shit, that's so sensitive, yeah. What the heck?
Look, I have a lot of friends who are currently like active in the like K-pop dance scene, right? So they would sometimes voice dissatisfaction or
there's
what's
so
going on.
much conflict, like even I see it and I'm like
the one, that's why we haven't beaten also.
Yeah, I can understand that. Again, all judges have their own opinions, and you can't really. I mean, you can tell them off of competition and like maybe ask them like, oh, like, is this the way you judge, and like how do you judge it? Maybe like ask for their opinion and stuff.
Hey, but then like the community, right? Some people when they ask this kind of thing, they are so like very serious about it, you know. Because I feel like K-pop cover, like K-pop dance competition, it's supposed to be started from the love of the K-pop and like the enjoyment. It's not like, because now it's getting ridiculously competitive in a sense like, hey, you know, like it's like a thing where I have to be like an idol, and then the other person is like, so how are we gonna like be how are we gonna like actually fulfill all that package of like the looks, the hype, the
I guess in a way you can.
competitive.
I guess in a way you can guess. I mean, like you can say that they're also kind of branding themselves as an influencer in a way. I think. Can you like think of? I feel that some people are using this way to like brand themselves. I can feel that.
Okay, honestly speaking,
Which is fine.
honestly speaking, like back then, joining K-pop actually can get quite a lot of followers.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Everyone, y'all heard it from
Seriously,
him.
I stopped dance K-pop, you know where follow me. I dance K-pop, everybody follow me. Walao, wait,
For you lah, I dance K-pop, no one still follow me.
Okay. Now
But that's
that
what that's for my case, like, you know, when I'm in the K-pop scene, like actively, like, then people will be like, hey, take picture with you, and then like follow you, and then like, hey, you look like that character leh, you look like that character leh, and like,
good for you. Good for you. But honestly,
it feels kind of like funny, as like after we gone through the when you think back, it kind of like, it's like, that's some weird, like.
it's not weird lah.
Okay lah, it's not weird. I'm so sorry. I've offended some of you probably,
No.
right?
I guess it's weird for you because you know people approach you and you don't. I guess you didn't think that people would be like, oh my god, I really like your dance. I think you like covered that character.
It's more like I look like the idol, you know, like. And people be like,
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
it's true, but you know.
Yeah.
Felix Malaysia, oh my god.
But-
that time when your hair was Asch grey, you did this
True.
thing, oh my
That
god,
is true.
exactly the same.
CMI.
But there is one thing I do want to say that that is not really like bad about the K-pop community. It's more on like the street dance community. Here's the thing.
Wait, what?
Listen,
Oh,
because
shit.
I
Okay.
personally I started from K-pop dancing
Okay.
because again I still love K-pop dancing because if I enjoy a song I dance to that song. I just like that, okay? But I really don't like how certain people outside of the K-pop community, people are like, oh, like K-pop sucks. Yeah, like y'all are now converting to street dance and whatever. Why you dance K-pop? Like it's only for those people who can't really actually dance. I really don't like how they have that
Like
mindset.
the stereotype.
Yeah, the
of,
stereotype.
Those what they call like K-pop dancers,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
I still not believe is a thing.
Mm,
K-pop dancers, I still not believe is a thing lah.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, I just think that if people enjoy K-pop dancing, let them be. They're not doing anything harmful. Unless they are, unless they're causing drama, then that's another story. But just let them be. Straight dance, go ahead, do your own thing. K-pop, go ahead, do your own thing. Why?
Shoot that, let's go!
Yeah, why must we just like have a boundary? You know, I don't like
I
that.
understand. I think it's just like humans lah, like certain people, like I think some people they have like that ego and then like they are very judgmental and then they're like, you know. Especially the ones that will say like go back to K-pop scene, go back to street
Honestly,
dancing.
yeah.
Those are the one like fucking toxic, yeah.
That's true, that's true.
Like bruh, like even if I dance K-pop, it's still dance, but it just depends on how much of a fandom I am. Wait, did I say it right? A fandom? How much of a fan I am?
But yeah, just
English.
just let people do their own thing. Just stop, yeah.
I can, well, to say that I understand where they're coming from is like, I think those who are really influential in the K-pop scene have made statements that have been very slandering as well. regarding either street dancers or just other K-pop dancers in general. Which, to be fair, it's like, on one hand, you have street dancers who are elitists, who are saying that only street dance is dance. And then there are also other street dancers who feel like, wait a minute, why is K-pop dancers trying to like make us seem like we're very easy? Right?
Agreed.
And we're like, oh, we're just doing random stuff, and why is your art form suddenly more superior? There's an example that I can give, which is like, I think there was one time there was a, was it an apartment hangout call? There was basically like a
Wait, is it local?
It was a local one.
You mean event?
It was either on Twitter or on apartments, or there was an app basically where they call a bunch of
Clubhouse.
They called a bunch of influential K-pop dancers, and
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And then one of the dancers said stuff that felt like, wait a minute, this is just kind of like either untrue, or it just kind of paints a picture that street dancers don't know what they're doing. That's basically the context of it. And like, even me at the time who was just doing K-pop dances only there, obviously I'm learning other dancers, but it's primarily just K-pop. I was listening to it, or listening as well as like, you know, people's story about it. I'm just like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Why are you painting it in a picture that, oh, K-pop dancers, it's like one of the best ways to do this and do that, and like they can learn choreography faster than street dancers or like whatnot.
Oh, I heard that one before.
Alright.
Like K-pop dancers.
This is gonna be some hot tea. Oh my god.
Okay, let me be clear first. It's not that I dislike the person, but I dislike a lot of their opinions.
Yeah,
Right?
you disagree.
Sorry, you disagree.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
I dislike, and I feel like, and the reason I dislike it is because it's a very damaging statement that only pushes conflict, right? The things that that person said was inherently, it's just trying to just paint people who aren't K-pop dancers in a very negative light. And like, painting K-pop dance as the best way to do all these kinds of things, to learn choreography, to learn dance and stuff, whatever, this and that. I'm just like, come on, like, you can say that it's good, it's a good way to start, but to say that it's better and the best way, like, come on, man.
Because again, everyone has their own experiences. It's different for everyone. So I disagree with what they said. Again, true, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I understand.
disagree. Then since you know about it,
Which one?
since you know about this issue that he brought
The
up,
Clubhouse one, but I wasn't there though.
but you know about it.
I don't know about it. It's just that I know the app Clubhouse, so I'm like.
You know about, come on.
So yeah, for me,
Your opinion?
my opinions on what's it called again? Those who do K-pop learns choreography faster.
Yeah, that's the statement.
Yes,
That's the
that kind
statement.
of like I understand. I definitely heard of it before, but I'm not sure from who. I can't remember. So
It's
I don't
okay.
really care
Yeah,
to remember, like,
it's
you know.
okay.
But for me, I would say it's getting ridiculously competitive. Yeah, I just feel like dance, right? Shit lah, you don't talk about dance really. So like dance, right? Some people they need to train to have that talent, but for some people they just have like that talent itself. So it doesn't apply to like everyone lah. You know, I can learn choreography faster, but it does not mean that you cannot as well. Because through some time you will be able to do that too if you work on it. You know, that kind of thing. So for me, it's just like that. Like if it's you have the talent to actually learn faster, then that's you. You know, because some people it takes time for them to actually process and whatsoever lah. And for me, I have a lot of respect for pure dance itself and just dancing in general. So I wouldn't compare like if you do K-pop, you'll be able to dance the choreography faster. But what if you go through the choreography without the actual proper of knowledge and also technique and the foundation, you know? Sometimes when we copy things, it's just like that, but there's no deeper purpose of that whole thing there, you know? Something deep this way, like, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like it has to be a more purposeful thing lah, rather than just saying like, oh, if you do K-pop, you can do choreography faster. But what if that person do K-pop and he cannot follow choreography faster? You get what I mean, right?
Again,
so it doesn't apply.
Yeah, it doesn't really apply. So we kind of disagree with that. We kind of disagree with that, but it's okay. They have their own opinion. No tea, no shade.
Yeah.
the only shade I have is that your opinion can influence a lot of people's outlooks
Yes.
in life
Mm.
because of the
Definitely.
position that you are in,
Mm.
right? So especially for people who are influential, right? That's why the term influencer exists. The things that you say, even if you don't mean it or you don't think it applies to everyone, people will follow,
Right,
right?
because they kind of like believe in like your lifestyle and they were like, oh look, is this person and I want to be like this person and I believe in him so much. And
Yeah,
that,
right.
Yeah.
That's why it's always very important to criticize individuals who are, promoting stuff that doesn't seem like it was well thought out, or does not consider every perspective, or as much as possible, right? Because you cannot have every perspective considered, right? But it has to have a bit more of a consideration when you're trying to say this out in public. In private, sure, go ahead, right? No one would know. But if you're gonna say it in public and influence people, then one, don't blame other people when something bad happens from it.
I have a point that I really dislike about.
Wait, before that, let me
Right,
finish,
go
right? Like, one, don't blame people when they end up following it and do something bad about it. That if something bad happens because of what they say, but secondly, they cannot really also blame people if they are going to be criticized for it, right? And saying that, oh, actually it's my opinion and whatnot. You guys shouldn't really follow. You guys should think about it. Like, they follow you, so they would naturally think like you, right? So saying that to just absolve yourself of responsibility is itself irresponsible as your role of an influencer, whether you like it or not, right? So that's really the thing with how a lot of the toxicity comes from,
Understand?
and how it continues to propagate within the community, because influential people decide to say stuff that inherently damages another person, right? And they don't really think of the repercussions, or they don't understand that they can have a lot of influential power.
Yeah, what I want to say is like I really like don't dislike as in like okay lah, maybe not dislike lah. It's like more towards like disagree of the action. Like when you want to share your opinions outside to the public, and when someone else has a different opinion and they kind of like they want to share their opinions to you as well, and you kind of like do not agree, and then sometimes some people will have like, hey, the guy is like like his mindset is like this, like this mindset cannot lah. But the problem is like you are sharing your opinion outside the first place. You are supposed to be ready for people to disagree with your opinion, that kind of thing. But some people it's just like they explain like their opinion and stuff, and then you cannot expect your opinion to be always correct, right? But after that, sometimes they will be like, let's just say like during that session, then someone else said their opinion, then this person will share their opinion to that person, they might really kind of like dislike, and then after that session, they might be even enemies, you get what I mean? So like I think you need to be very conscious like when you want to share something out. Yeah, it's important to have like the conscious when you want to share like, your opinion, and just be ready to accept others as well lah. Not just like following your opinions and then like, after that talk you be like judging that person behind whatsoever, So I feel like people need to have more conscious when they are going to say things and going to share things. Yeah.
Agreed.
I feel like this.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay, now let's go to our next session. Wait, okay, so we have an anonymous Q&A session that we've received through our Instagram, and we have picked 3 answers. So there was 2 questions asked on our IG regarding the K-pop and K-pop dance community, which is the pros and cons of it. So the first answer.
First answer, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first answer, probably one of my favorites when I saw it. Toxic beauty standards.
Okay.
Now, this person said that oftentimes the current standard, especially in the K-pop scene, requires or hopes that the person competing are skinny, are fair skinned, are super fit, are super tall, and they have to be like Chinese looking for people who are like other races, right? That are not Chinese, because of how predominantly Chinese the K-pop competitive scene is. Right, so you need to look Chinese looking, because we do have some Malay people
Definitely.
who are like very successful, right?
Yeah.
And like they honestly, these people are successful for me because of how well they have been dancing, right? But I would say subjectively they have the added advantage of not being conventionally Malay looking.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? They're not conventionally Malay looking. Yeah, so that's the the thing that this person has said, toxic beauty standards. How do you guys feel about it?
Like I say, this it's getting ridiculously competitive.
It's not even like just competitive. The
First of
standards
all,
are like the expectations is kind of ridiculous.
I don't know what to say, but like maybe other countries I see like
Yeah, it
it's
is
like
very different.
Yeah.
It is very
But the ones here is more towards like you need to look like the idol.
You gotta have like the whole package and like
maybe
the
maybe
look
some people don't like emphasize that you need to look like the idol, but it's more like you have to have like a good, attractive look that kind of has that aura, you know, and then subconsciously people will feel like, hey, this guy is like not bad. But if you are like, you know, you don't look exactly like the idol, maybe you have different body height, different body weight, whatsoever, then it's like subconsciously like you don't fit the character, that kind of things, you know. So like when there's a debate about this kind of thing, like beauty standard, whatnot, you don't look like either, or maybe your skin tone is slightly darker. I have no idea like what's the whole thing competition, cover competition for lah, you know. Because even for myself, competitively, if I were to go and compete in the K-pop competition, I will know that we have to like look like super good looking. Need to dress up, need to set up your hair very nice and whatsoever lah. I mean like,
Dude, not only that, we had to find a group that fits our members.
Yeah,
right?
true.
That's
That is
true
also
also,
true.
Like if it doesn't, like that's the reason why we from VR1 would never choose BTS or GOT7. Because it's like so difficult to fit like
that kind of thing.
the standard of like what is supposed to be seen as BTS and GOT7, right? Because that's how competitive you need to be in order to win. Like people can perform it, and people have performed it before with those groups, but there's never. I mean, looking at the score sheets for these groups, like unfortunately they never rank high, even in terms of like K-pop synchronization, like K-pop identity or whatnot, right?
That's
Whether
not
it's because of like the costume or what, but like I wouldn't say it's because of costume. This is don't look the part, right? And whether that's really the case, right, doesn't change the fact that for the past results, you will always see it's based on the people who win. There is a trend that they're always, fitting the convention of what the beauty standard is, and very rarely do people who do not fit that beauty standard can ever even reach the top 5, let alone top 10.
Yeah. So how do we solve this?
I don't think you can solve it because again, in the end of the day, the judges, they all have their own opinions. And for me, I feel like you probably will disagree, which is fine. I personally think that a costume is a very big factor in the competition scene because again, you gotta make yourself look like the idols, right? So a costume and your outfit, your hairstyles, you gotta fit that group that you're going for. And also, I would say that it's okay to disagree with me. I'm just saying because I have heard JYP himself has said that in order to make yourself look nicer, your body line, your that dance line look better, you need to keep your figure fit. I'm not saying that you need to look freaking skinny or anything, but you need to have a healthy looking figure. If that makes sense. Yeah. So I can agree with that.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I can agree with that. But at the same time, I'm saying a healthy figure, not you gotta starve yourself or anything. So that's my opinion on it.
I just want to say actually I don't disagree with the K-pop. I just don't think that it's supposed to be emphasized on the outfit. Yeah. So the costume part, it's okay to be there, but for me I wouldn't emphasize so much on that thing. If it comes to competition whatsoever.
But that's
just
more
to clear
of
things
course.
in the air.
But that's here we are all sharing more of personal opinions on what we feel it should be, right?
I mean, I believe that we have to dress well also.
Yes, that's
Come on,
true.
man. Every practice I wear okay, just kidding.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's true in terms of this is what we feel it should be. However, the reality isn't the case, right? The reality is that they will look at your figure. Sometimes people cannot help it, right?
Unfortunately.
They have very low metabolism. They're naturally, plump or whatnot. It's very difficult for them to break out of that lifestyle, becomes part of them, right? But then you come to other aspects that are very hard or impossible to change. Like your skin tone, for example,
Mm.
your race, right?
Yeah.
Your height, right? All of these things are things that you cannot change unless you go through like drastic measures,
Mm.
right? Especially in regards to like racial part, right?
Mm.
If you're a non-Chinese group and your group members do not look unconventional, as in like you look more towards Chinese looking, even if you're not. Like you look more Chinese looking, even though you are not Chinese, right? Right? These people who do not look like that and are like purely like conventional Malays or even conventional Indians, right? These people are just going to get discriminated. I've heard stories about it. I have friends who are like that, who have been discriminated because of the fact that they're not a major
I
like
think,
big group or whatnot.
Being discriminated is one thing, but I think one more thing is like the current K-pop dancing is built around like this culture, like
Yeah, that's true.
you know, it's not that I think everyone is like very like discriminate or whatsoever lah. I think like it's just built like this in a way that people tend to follow and they just like, so when you see like that group, it's like, and then it's like a stereotype also lah.
Yeah, because like it's already there, people like just go along
They
with
set
the
like the standard there
Yeah.
with that, like
Yeah, the
you fair
system,
skin
yeah.
whatsoever lah, that kind of thing. So I'm not sure if everyone discriminates or not lah, but I think
It
definitely
does
there
happen.
is people, definitely
But
there
yeah.
is.
And like I think like people don't want to say it. That's the thing. Like people who are victims of it feel like even if they say it out loud, no one is going to hear it, right? I know these people very well, and they've already told me about like their dissatisfactions and the anger and the sadness they feel because of what they've been treated, and they try so hard, but in the end it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because like
they get bucks off.
the culture is like built this way lah for the scene in Malaysia, and to only break that culture, someone with darker skin tone or like someone maybe a little bit more fat, if they get like top 3, that would be like boom.
Yeah, but how long do we have to wait for that? You know?
It's true lah.
Like, right now, the thing is that puts the responsibility on the people who are currently the victims, right? Rather than putting the responsibility on the community to make that change.
More accept,
right?
Yeah, accept.
Like
accept.
either from what I hear, it's mostly event organizers, which is weird. Not the judges.
What?
The judges that you follow on, they will have this kind of standards of beauty or whatnot, but it's never inherently like they are trying to purposely be racist. That's just a standard, right? It
I
is
think
still
one thing-
inherently stereotypical.
I think one thing is evolved marketing.
That's true.
Marketing is
I wouldn't be surprised. So,
Yeah.
like the responsibility for this, it would be great. Like we suddenly have a breakout group of people who are not conventionally beauty standard, right? Not conventional beauty standards. But how long do we have to wait for that, right? So this responsibility has to go to the community and people who are influential to do these kinds of things to make that change. Otherwise, Otherwise, how else can you make the changes happen? You need to wait for a miracle to happen, which is like, how long are we gonna stay alive for that?
I know, right?
Okay,
This is
the
hard.
second question.
Wait, do we
I
have
mean
a
the second
conclusion
answer.
for like just now question the
Yeah, we
answer?
We should at least have a go. Like, toxic beauty standards pretty bad. We shouldn't have them.
Yeah. So
If we can change it, it would be great.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it's more like marketing, right? People want aesthetic, and aesthetic sells. So like, we must be conscious and know what are we participating in. Sometimes it's like that lah.
Because
maybe like okay.
you would probably understand, because within the marketing like community or like the industry, they will have like a set target audience. So I will say for certain K-pop competitions, most of their target audience is Chinese. So unfortunately,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
unfortunately that's the case.
Speaking from my experience, maybe organizers, maybe lah. But if it comes to certain sponsors, right? Some sponsors will like promote or like sponsor like event, but
Sponsors.
some sponsor wants to hit like Malay market, that kind of thing. So they kind of like want to share this fitness thing to the Malay market.
Yeah, understandable, but I'm talking about the organizers for the competition.
Organizers for competition.
Competition,
Yeah.
that's the difference. I can understand.
I think it's more like they want like more people to like. Yeah, I think like it's more like they want more people to join the competition. That's for organizers, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, in conclusion, just be conscious about what you are getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just marketing, and realistically, marketers know lah. And if you're not a marketer, you will have to learn to accept differences.
But
Am I saying it
of
right?
course, there can be changes.
Yeah, there
It's
can be
just-
changes,
yeah.
but it depends on like.
We need someone who has like the influential power
Yeah,
for it.
that's true.
Yeah.
Correct.
Next question.
Alright, so I just read it.
Yeah.
Right? It is still towards the K-pop competitive scene.
Again.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's like a group can have really great execution, but because the song is not considered difficult enough,
By the way, this is so good.
yeah, you want to get a sponsor deal, don't you? I know, I also want to get a sponsor deal.
Just in case, right? Hey, but seriously, it's very good. Try to get a sip.
You're saying like I haven't drank like more than half already. Why would I stop drinking if it's not good?
This is like advertisement break, you know.
Yeah.
You were saying.
But
Seriously,
so
it's
like-
they're refreshing, yeah.
So
Yeah.
certain groups can have really great executions for their songs, but because the songs are labeled not difficult enough, groups that have more difficult songs with messier executions can still rank out on top.
Oh,
Right?
Wait, that is one of the answer.
No, yeah, that's one of the answers
Okay.
that I got. Alright, and they follow it up by saying like this is probably one of the reasons why those who have less people or who are inherently girl groups very hard to compete against boy groups. So like you see the trend, right, of the amount of boy groups is always very low compared to girl groups. But there will be like this small amount of boy groups will eventually end up topping most of the time.
Okay.
Right? Very rarely do you see a boy group and they don't top. Like the either top 3 or top 5.
Understand.
Right? And that's mainly, I mean, I would say that's mainly due to the kind of energy that boy group songs require compared to girl group songs, right? Sure, that's unfair because there are other girl group examples that have matching energy, like Dreamcatcher, for example, literally is just rock,
Yeah.
right, with all of their songs. But that's more of an like an outlier compared to the general amount of girl groups. But before I move on with my take on this thing, because honestly it's so bad, like I really dislike this standard of K-pop dance. Hello.
Okay. For me, like they said it's like it's not fair, right? In terms of like the song and the choosing of like male
Difficulty.
groups difficulty and the female groups difficulty, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like it's quite balanced though.
Okay.
I mean, like for competition like dance competition, K-pop cover dance competition, it's important to have like a very impactful performance cover lah. I would say that is one. And then like I don't feel like because I believe like girl groups did quite well, and then like even some boy groups they kind of like they cover guy idol and then like power and everything whatsoever. But sometimes like the girl groups still win like
Yeah,
top
that's
most
true.
of the time lah. I mean, based on maybe our scene, because there's not much guy group also lah. That's
Yeah.
one point, right? Most of them is like mostly girl group. So for me, I do not really have any opinion on this one. It's just more that I'm neutral, and if the person dance well, they are, they deserve more points whatsoever lah. Yeah. And of course, forgot to say one more thing. I mean, sometimes the difficulty is also one point lah. But who am I to say if a girl routine is difficult or not? You get what am I?
Yeah.
What I'm going to see is like based on the overall performance, the aura, the energy that they give. But like in terms of like the dance difficulty, as if I danced that dance before, or maybe as if I danced the other Bollywood dance before. You get what I mean? So like on difficulty, that is one point, but I don't think that it should be like the main emphasis on that one.
Yeah.
It could go different way. Also depending on like certain competition, like because like if every competition, I think like the outcome and the performance of each performer might be different lah. Maybe some of them they have their day, some of them is like not really a good condition day. So that kind of thing lah. For me, it's like the performance more towards the difficulty lah.
I can kind of agree with that. I would say there are certain factors that affect these kind of stuff like competitions. I guess location. Let's say we're kind of in this kind of location. If you dance to a mysterious song, that would probably not work as well as on stage. You get what I mean? Like
The
with
feel
yeah, the feel, the smoke, like darker, dimmer, like setting, that kind of stuff. So I think environment, the location is a factor. And then the second thing is probably, I would say, yeah, the song, the impact of the song.
Yeah.
The impact of the song, whether I honestly don't care if it's like a cutesy or like more of a intense song. If it's if it has impact, then it's good. I have heard this criticism before from like my friend, which is also in a competition. The judge was saying like, yeah, your song was a little bit too cutesy compared to like the other competitors, which I don't agree, because I personally find the song very suitable for a competition because there were props. The outfits were on point, like 100%. The choreography was really good too. It was weeklies after school, if you know the song. The good song.
The one about the skateboard.
Ah yeah, that one.
You remember this detail?
I don't know, because you say props, yeah, I'm thinking like
Yeah, props.
that one kind of made an impression in my mind. You know?
The
Like,
skateboard.
hey, the skateboard
That's
there.
why I personally feel.
Yeah, that's not easy to do. Like.
Yeah, and then again,
Skateboard.
it's just that I do not agree with the judge's opinion, but whatever, they have their own opinion.
I have one advice, if you guys really want to like fight K-pop harder, right? Don't choose the song or that like the routine like bum, 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 all the way boom boom boom. Sometimes you need to have like the
Ups and downs.
chill, the high and the low basically. Because I think like it's not easy to maintain like the energy, everything whatsoever. Plus like I don't know about you guys, but like it's not like you guys gonna train half a year for that song, right?
Yeah.
Right. And
Unless
then
we
most of
think-
the time is like we have to like 1 month before competition we train, and then like okay lah, maybe try to be more smarter in terms of like choosing and like strategizing.
Yeah, strategizing.
Right. So like takkan you want to go like boom boom boom, then you go 1 month training with that thing. You know?
Yeah.
So like of course you need to take in the account of like some song is suitable if it's gonna be an up and down and it's gonna give like a jumpy feeling. Like, it's not gonna be like a
Yeah. So that was
For
our
3 minutes.
opinion. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
our opinion now.
So now.
wait. But then if some people you can do wow, macam not bad also right? What's that?
That's lah. Your face lah.
But that one macam got up and down.
Got
also.
lah, but it's mostly
That
up
one is
one.
like-
It's mostly
Yeah,
up
man.
one. The amount of times you need to do
Ah, but
like a
people
dance
do
break.
yeah, also can also macam boleh.
It depends on the song. We can't
Yeah.
really tell.
But
Sometimes depend on the atmosphere, the
That's-
outfit,
yeah,
and the time
that's
also
true.
right.
There's
True,
different
right?
factors there.
Yeah,
You
it
see,
was-
not judge not
that-
easy.
that time-
judging very hard also.
that time when we get it was raining also. Yeah, so
Memories.
Nah.
Anyways,
to probably add on to my take on it, I feel like we're in a standard by which the thing is that a lot of the criticism comes from the fact that people also cannot change the routine. They like the song and they also believe that the members of the group can be well represented, right? It's not like us randomly gonna be doing BTS and like everyone needs to be like this high or whatnot, right? Like these groups that they are covering really fit their personality and it works. But the issue is that the choreography may not be competitively viable, right? But we're in a scene that does not encourage any form of creativity, such as choreographing by yourself, or even to a certain extent adding props like the fireworks thing, right? What do you call that?
Confetti.
Yeah, confetti, right? Confetti.
firework.
I don't know, man. Confetti, right? Yeah, confetti and whatnot. Like even adding a few more like creativity aspects is looked down upon, which is funny. Because, it's funny because the judging criteria will always have creativity 5%. But when we are trying to be creative, sorry, it's not part of the real choreo or the real stage.
Now competition still got the creativity punya part
Yeah.
Now still got
Yeah.
K-pop cover.
God,
Hey, I remember back then got one moment if you use the confetti like wow, you damn creative.
Yeah, but now people are just like, oh, why so 麻烦 one?
That's me, man. Like,
Right.
so 麻烦 leh.
So like these are things that are currently happening and people are not satisfied because they like the song, right? K-pop dance cover competitions are just by virtue you want to cover something that you really like, and because of how competitive everything is, somehow there's a standard to what is S tier songs or A tier songs. I'm gonna bring out video game like lingo. So what is meta and what is non-meta? Meta, aka the most competitive things or the most effective, basically considered as most effective strategy. I can't remember what the full term refers to, right? Most effective strategy in this case, make sure that this song is like Dreamcatcher, for example, they are S tier, and then there's Purple Kiss, they are S tier. ITZY, some of the songs that are S tier, some of the songs that are A tier. Most of New Jeans are basically around A tier. For people who really know how to dance, I would say because I
Not bad lah, actually.
Yeah, New Jeans like S tier. Yeah, but like boy group songs, like what boy groups are always S tier. To a certain extent, TXT, some of Einhypen songs, some of Treasure, some of a lot of the boy group songs, a lot of them are S tier. But the ones that are like or happier or jumpier or more cheerful, they are suddenly not even A tier, they're drop to B or C tier. And it just discourages all those happy songs that a lot of boy groups have, right? For example, I'll be real. Shall We Dance from Block B is a bop. It's so fun, but it's definitely a very simple song, right? And it's definitely gonna be like C or D tier. But if we were to talk about like a really happy song that has very difficult choreography, like I think I would say Complete by On and Off. Complete has a really difficult choreography.
Foundation is
like a lot of we can just drop it because we're never gonna cover the song anyway. We were choosing between that and We Must Love, and one of our members decided to learn both songs, and he himself would say that Complete is so much more difficult. Even though We Must Love have more of an impact, I guess, by the music and the whatnot, Complete by virtue of the choreography is a lot more difficult. But because it's a happier song, we just assess that maybe it's not worth using it for competition, even though the choreography is difficult, right? So you can say like We Must Have is like A tier, but Complete is like C tier. And dissuades happy songs, dissuades boy groups, especially for going for songs that they like. This also applies to girl groups as well, because of the fact that a lot of people don't want to always do like very difficult or angry songs like Dreamcatcher, Purple Kiss. When Everglow was constantly popular.
Who is what? Purple Kids?
Purple.
Purple Kiss.
Purple Kiss.
Purple Kiss.
Is that a group?
Yes.
What?
Alright, they are made out of like some of the Produce 48 members.
Oh my god.
That's the only reason I know them.
I
Okay?
don't even know who's that group. Don't
like-
bash me, K-pop fans.
Like during when Everglow was really popular, right? There were always S tier. Oh my god, I cannot get the song out of my life.
Bruh,
You cannot get the song out of your life. It's so crazy.
Honestly,
So like that not only leads to like the stifling of creativity for people because they always need to follow the standard of competition, but at the same time, like we will always see the same songs over and over, which is something someone also said in the answers. Now he just combined it very nicely.
yeah lah, like keep on playing same song very sian eh.
Oh
But
my God.
I believe like the organizers is trying to control that lah, because some competition they limit to like up to
Like
two,
one or
three.
two, yeah, like that.
Yeah, so that's very good lah. But like, I don't even know what is S tier and B tier lah. Come on, like just do a nice showcase and then like
But the thing is that it's not like people generally or judges like beforehand, okay, what's S tier, what's B tier? No, obviously.
Yeah.
But just based on generally how everyone performs, they have their own specific standard in mind of what should be like an S tier, what should be A tier. They just don't say it explicitly.
This is true.
I remember, I think last year, I went to compete with a friend. When I was there and I saw the results of it, right, I was talking to one of the members who didn't win, right? And they mentioned that the feedback they got from the judges was the fact that, your dances were so good, so synchronized, your expressions, your outfits were on point. But the thing is, right, the deal breaker was that your choreography wasn't high enough. Why didn't you choose a harder song if you are able to execute that hard? Even though everything else is arguably better than the team that won, just because by virtue the choreography is not hard enough, they didn't win. And I thought like, yeah, that's reasonable. Why are they supposed to perform a harder song when they're able to perform even better with the song that they've chosen? Like, why is that a standard that you need to set? It's unreasonable because this is a competition that you need to cover point to point, right? Technically, K-pop dance cover competitions where you need to follow everything has to have a standard of 0 to 100 that is technically objective. If you fully cover everything to the to the maximum letter, the angles are correct, expressions are correct, you visually look the same, right? The technique, everything is on point, you should get 100, right? But why is your 100 worse than a person's 95 or a 90? Just because your 100, your choreography is weaker, right? That's unfair for K-pop groups that want to especially perform what they wish to do, right? Versus what is considered standard and competitive.
Yeah. Like who the hell knows what is the standard, man? Come on. Right.
I mean, people.
Like we all have our own standards, right? We
Yeah,
choose the
people
songs,
people have standards, but like, I feel like this is not something that people are generally aware of.
People should know that the difficulty has to come to a certain extent, like not for everything, like kind of thing. Like, how to say if I do just now you say the song like Bob, right? Like,
What, Shall We Dance?
Shall We Dance, right? If I compare Shall We Dance and one more, let's just give it like 17
hit.
Of course 17 hit harder, right?
Yeah, obviously. There's
So
no
like-
also. Yeah, obviously.
It has to come to a certain extent lah.
Yeah,
That
obviously,
It's not
but-
like an entire like.
Again, I guess you can conclude by saying there needs to be balance.
Yeah.
There needs to be a balance.
He explained it. I don't need to
welcome.
explain anymore.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't be the main.
I mean,
cause.
there should be
like
a
K-pop,
balance.
It's K-pop dance competition.
Yeah, and like also, I think it's because the people who are dejected from the results, they feel like they dance really well, and most of the time those people do dance really well, right? And
It's
that's
just
why
that some people
that's why
they
I'm
judge,
very peeved of it, because there is a less prioritization on the performance and more of a prioritization. No, there's less prioritization over the dance and the performance overall. More prioritizing how you look, how you feel, the song.
Hey,
feeling,
wait,
and
just want to ask where you get the popcorn from?
I don't know.
Just in case lah, I just want to feature some popcorn. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, and you know the funniest thing is that the scene is becoming more competitive in a way where people are covering the special stages like Road to Kingdom, Queendom stages, like that.
Those are very nice. to
Like
watch.
those are really cool stages.
Yeah.
I admit, if you have the money for it, you can go ahead. But that kind of creates another conversation. Now, how do we judge those stages versus others? Because a lot more money is involved here, which is already creating a disparity,
Yeah.
right? And how much are you prioritizing the gimmick in this case versus the overall performance of the dancers, right? Because the dances can be very messy, and I think a lot of the people who have done that agree that they may have danced very messy as well, but they themselves, would accept that they are being discredited if that was the reason, right? There's a lot of dancers that I respect and look up to, as well as a lot of dancers that I'm friends with who have done those kind of stages, right? And if they themselves know that if the dance is really poor, then yeah. But at the same time, now that it's becoming the norm and the trend for a lot of K-pop dance groups, and now that that is becoming the trend, right? Doesn't that mean that there's a barrier to great K-pop dance standards, which is you need to have money to support these stages, right? Which I would say can be solved.
It can be solved, yes.
And my way of saying that it can be solved is that why not just let everyone be as creative as possible, right? They not only are allowed to change the choreography, because creativity is such a a non-existent thing in K-pop dance competition. Let them change the choreography, or let them be very creative with how they can present the stage. So that not only are you able to, sure you might need to still put a bit of money, but not to the point where you need to have like a massive object flying above people, right?
Hey, okay,
Right.
not bad.
If you have the money to support it, go ahead, it's fine, right? But that starts a very dangerous trend if organizers or people who are influential do not realize that it can be a very dangerous trend, right? thinking that these stages we should prioritize versus, hey, why not just let everyone be creative, everyone showcase what kind of K-pop dance or what kind of K-pop competition, K-pop cover they want to do.
This one is a very, very, very sensitive topic lah. For me, I have no take on this because I just feel like the K-pop scene itself is already very flawed. So I do not know how to respond to this statement lah. But then, for me, I will try to still understand both parties because I know people who like they say like those gimmicks are like those are not like K-pop cover, like those are like the Kingdom showcase. Those are not like idols original song and like you know the identity stage.
Everyone has different takes.
Yeah, I heard people like they have this opinion, but some people is like they really want to actually level up the community.
Yeah.
Especially K-pop dancing in like our locally is actually considered big, and the events are even more successful compared to like street showcase itself because there's a lot of K-pop fans, you know, and a lot of people likes to go do K-pop cover whatsoever because they love. Some of them maybe love the song, some of them just really are inspired by those idols. So like I know that people who want to actually level up the community, and I also know people who actually kind of like disagree on like having that kind of showcase in a K-pop dance competition. So for my take on this is very neutral, and I just feel like the cover competition is already very flawed. So it's a very hard thing to actually want to be put on one side or whatsoever, you know. Yeah. So those kind of things and if it's like street dance, there's a lot of things related that can be done to creativity whatsoever, and then like being able to support in terms of monetary value, that really depends on the whole showcase and choreography itself, right? For street dance, right? So, but then it comes to K-pop, props, like gimmicks, like special stages, like there's no specific rules that you cannot do this stage, those kind of thing. Unless maybe organizers like they set up this kind of rules, like maybe this competition we will allow special stages by idol. Because some people they disagree, like K-pop dance cover you follow like their songs represent their song, not like the special stages, because those are special stages within programs, TV shows. And some people still say like I cover what, I still cover what.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's already a very loose lock there, you know. It's still cover. My idol cover this song. So like I can dance as my idol covering that song, that kind of thing. So it's like I don't know, you know, different judges have
Very good point. Very good point.
That's what I feel lah. Yeah. And you know, I think it's up to the organizers to kind of like set that.
Yeah, they probably should have more specific rules.
Yeah.
Since like one came up and then like it leads to another events of happening. So depends lah, but sometimes it's on and off lah. Not everyone wants to do like that also. So very hard to say, right? But I think the I don't know, man. What is the cover culture here? I
just don't like the cover culture because they like to set a lot of trends, and those trends inherently becoming a lot more barriers to other people to becoming better groups. That's all, right? And the trend of special stages, I do think it's really fun. I think like if you have the money, go for it, right? If you can do it. People who are saying that it's unfair.
But then this one, right? Like you mentioned something about money, right?
Yeah.
But some people it's not just like they want to have the money or whatsoever. Some people it's just like they want to actually purely put in more effort. And like the money thing, it might be second to them. But maybe the first priority is the effort and outcome of the showcase. So it might not be like, you know, if I have money, I will do this kind of thing. Maybe some people they really want to put in the effort. So like maybe the money for some people comes in second lah.
But the thing, I mean, I understand that perspective. Like certain stages can be made purely by effort, but to what extent can your effort trump over the fact that certain things cost money?
Yes,
right?
that is true.
Like how much are you going to be paying to pay for these kinds of props? How much time are you going to be spending to create the stages and whatnot, right? Like these are the questions that people have, and why oftentimes those who are able to make those kind of stages usually can just afford it, rather than they spend hours upon hours on making it. Not to say they didn't spend hours and hours making it. It's just that compared to other people, they just have more income to support it, right?
So we can kind of say like some people are like fortunate enough to actually spend more.
Yeah.
Some people are less fortunate lah. But
So
like somehow,
it creates that kind of imbalance.
but somehow like it's a dance competition, right? Like you have to be prepared to spend money lah. So it's a bit hard to want to complain about this too much. I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Right,
the complaint here isn't the fact that people need to spend money.
It's about people creating new trend.
It's the trend that inhibits other people who are not fitting the standard, right?
I understand.
We've already talked about the standard of beauty that
It's
exists.
definitely very hard to.
And then there's now the standards of the fact that certain stages require more money, right? And the one who can pay more are more competitively viable.
I think that's like reality though. Like in general, I feel like that's like reality as well lah.
Yeah.
Still a very hard thing to.
Yeah, there's no like wrong or right.
There isn't, but the thing is,
It's more towards like selfless. Can we say that? It's more towards like consideration, but like in general, like why would someone think so much to considerate of other when they want to win the stage, right?
I mean that one is I don't think it's the fault of the person competing.
Yeah.
I always think it's the fault of people who are organizing and maintaining the trend, right? So if you have something like this, why not provide an outlet that either stops the trend or allows other people to participate in the trend?
Right. So
Right.
Any example that how other people can participate in this like?
Be creative, allow creativity.
So means what you're saying is that it's better to open up, not restricting towards choreography.
Not just restricting towards
It can be
choreography.
costume, right?
It can be
Costume, we
costume,
can change
not just
how-
choreography. I mean, if we have competitions that are a lot more popular, which just allows us to change the choreography, that doesn't mean you need to change everything. You can just change some of it. Like, for example, I think one of the K-pop World Festival, there was an African team. They went to perform. They performed, I think, a God 7 song, and like they added so many backflips, which, if I'm not mistaken,
It's very hard.
they were doing hard carry. They were doing hard carry, and I remember hard carry didn't have a lot of backflips, but they themselves added it, right? And then we think about other countries. I think Thailand, especially, right? They will always add their own choreography, their own spin to certain competitions. Maybe not all the competitions, but some of them, right? But we don't have that here. It's either all or nothing. You either compete in a competition that you need to cover 100%, or you don't compete at all. There's no middle ground of us like wanting to be creative a bit. We can still keep the choreography, but we'll change certain parts, maybe change the stages, whatever. We don't have that, right? And now the onus is on organizers and people who are creating these kinds of competitions to make that happen. They actually have a invested interest into making that happen, because it makes K-pop competitions more accessible to people who want to not only showcase their favorite song, but also showcase their skill. Because there will always be a group of people in a competitive scene, even if the competitive scene is filled with people who want to become viral. There is a group that wants to showcase their skill, want to showcase who they are and what they can present, right? So open it up to these people, right? Don't stop the people who want to fully cover, right? But add creativity as a plus point that people can go for, right? Not should go for, but can go for.
Understand.
If it helps provide and showcase who they are. So it becomes a lot more dynamic of a K-pop scene that doesn't focus on
finishing soon.
battery finishing soon.
Okay.
Is
Camera roll.
camera roll? Okay, sit down.
I just got my sausage.
3, 2, 1.
Anyways,
We have been cut short. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, that's 2 questions.
Wait, what did you say just now? I forgot already.
You forgot already. Organizers and influential people hosting
Hey,
the event.
wait. I need to add on also, please.
Why?
I'm sorry, but this is important.
okay.
You are speaking more towards like human rights, towards like fairness of people's interest. human interest lah, basically human rights lah. Maybe okay, human rights, society rights, people rights, whatever rights lah. Okay, but then certain organizers, right, they actually want people to join, and some people, I mean maybe some organizers, they do not have like the very much of an interest to actually we want to change the scene whatsoever.
Unfortunately, that's probably the sad truth. They don't care.
Yeah.
They just want the income and
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, that's true.
Income is one thing, but like normally for events to go successful, it needs to
Awareness,
have a lot of people to join and whatsoever. So sometimes it's just marketing, like
Awareness.
So in terms of what Hazim mentioned just now, it's more towards like being fair for the community whatsoever. But for some people, think they are also the sponsor who are actually making these events happen. So it's a very
You can't.
imbalanced thing to
Yeah,
actually-
it's complicated.
So it kind of depends on who is the passionate people and who's going to make a change whatsoever lah. So
Yeah.
you be that person, whatever.
Yeah,
No, you-
literally,
Yeah, so
all,
you be that person.
literally all I'm saying is that that's the sad reality and like what needs to happen.
But I believe it's not impossible. I believe that one day there will be
It's
the
possible.
organizers that they want to fight for the community, and at the same time they want to actually make the scene stronger, better, whatsoever lah. They want to have more event, more people. I believe that someday it will happen this way lah.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible. It's just that whether if we want to take the extra step to actually bother about this kind of things, that kind of thing.
Will you be the next person? Next question. Okay.
Right. Next answer.
Alright, next answer that we have here, let me just open up, the very fun one. This is pretty funny.
Okay.
The fact that the K-pop community, right, whenever there's a random group that has 4 members, oh my god, it's a Blackpink clone!
Hey, please
Really?
lah. Yeah. Cannot say highlight man.
Huh?
17.
No lah. Because all the four member group is always a girl, right? Yes, right?
Okay.
The biggest
Okay,
example
okay.
I can say is in Malaysia.
Okay, I got it. Dollar.
Dollar.
Wait,
Dollar.
got a question man?
No, they say that any members who have 4 girl groups, right? Girl group members with 4 members are always considered Blackpink clones. Ever since Blackpink became really big.
Okay, I understand. Hey, I didn't know about this. Like what?
This is the thing that happened.
Hey
you know?
guys, we mentioned Dollar on our podcast,
Wait. Okay.
Imagine if they're on our podcast.
Hey, that could happen.
Do you guys know the TikTok trend?
Which one?
The dupe? You guys don't know?
Sorry lah, I'm a bit late.
It's fine. I'm in the TikTok trend. Blackpink dupe.
What's that?
Dupe. It's like a coffee dupe.
Oh, okay.
Dupe, yeah. But it's just a joke, anyways. The dollar one?
Yeah, like I remember when they first came out, right? The amount of bashing they got just because they were 4 members and the style of music they had was, I would say, okay, there's a bit of inspiration taken.
I tell
from
you
Blackpink.
lah, there might be marketing in this so just careful with what we say.
No, I understand marketing, alright? But like, we have a community of people who are like,
Yeah.
Blackpink clones, why you do this, why you do that? Thank God that Dollar are doing well now, right? They have found their identity. They have broken away from that. They've broken away from that, like labeling,
That face.
their labeling from the fans and have established themselves, right? But still, like, yo, what's going on?
That's the thing. If they have that opinion, it's fine, I guess. But I don't accept when people just go online, take their time, and be like, oh my god, you guys are copying Blackpink, hate on you. Use your time on something better. I really don't understand. If you don't like it, okay, fine, whatever. Just move on with your life. Why bother taking your time and commenting on hate?
Hey, I don't even know the K-pop scene of Bash, don't lie.
God. Not I don't know whether it's the Korean one, but I know the Malaysian scene got.
Ooh.
Then again, the Malaysian scene a bit whack.
Korean one got same
I don't know, but I don't
Yeah,
think
why
so.
they don't want
I know
that?
the Malaysian scene got lah, but they a bit whack lah.
F that shit. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I guess that's it.
What's the answer?
Wow,
ah?
yeah.
What
that
did the
was-
answer?
Yeah, that's
Just people like
yeah,
bashing.
what people dislike about the community. That is
Yeah.
one of them, right? It's very strong.
Yeah, I guess the conclusion is just don't waste your time on hating, okay? If you don't like it, just move on with your life. What's the point of spreading hate?
And also, come on, listen to their music, listen to how they perform. Like, just because they are a 4-member girl group, right, that they dance, they sing, and they have very upbeat music doesn't mean they're a Blackpink clone, okay? Alright? Stop being so insecure, okay? Projecting.
Yeah. Anything else to add?
I have no idea and I don't really care.
Sam, okay.
Like,
Then,
never mind lah, people have a lot of free time where I'm not like very busy, you know.
anyways, okay, it's time
Right.
to wrap up our podcast for today. So how was it?
It felt like half hour.
It's more than a
That's
half
true.
hour, God. Okay. So
Ah,
yeah.
Actually, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I will say,
Just that Azin talk too much lah.
that's true.
Okay, thanks again everyone for listening, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and of course share this video out
Follow us.
if you found this video
Yeah.
interesting. Share it out with your friends, besties, family. Great,
Yes.
and
I'll
we
just-
will see you next time.
Yeah, just be prepared to kena bash by maybe fans. I don't know.
Oh, by me.
We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Ah, that's all.
No, that's all.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So conclusion?
Bye
No
bye.
conclusion.
No conclusion. So no conclusion. Okay, bye bye.